Hello everyone, it's your Peacekeeper, and I've got, well, it's an epic battle replay, but more importantly I want to use this as an opportunity to talk about the Torpedo Reload Booster module on the Japanese destroyers. You get it on Shiratsu, Kagero, Yuugumo, Akizuki, and that's it. Just those four for right now. They are playtesting it on Shimakaze, supposedly, that is coming, and, well, I've always had a hit or miss opinion of it, simply because of the fact that, while the reload module is extremely powerful, the situations in which it is extremely powerful are somewhat limited, and you'll see a little bit of that in this battle, and the times that I was just begging for my smoke screen back. One thing is definitely for certain, though. This will force you to reconsider how you play Japanese destroyers. If you play them like I do, anyway, I guess I should caveat emptor that. I play, as you guys have seen, I'm very aggressive with the guns, and I just can't not use them. And on this, I don't have any way of disengaging once I use them, so there is an inherent risk in using them. So with that strategy comes a secondary strategy, which is speed boost. Normally I would pop speed boost at the beginning of the match, but now I have to save it as an escape mechanism. And just so you guys know, this is probably my fourth battle in Yuugumo with a Torp Reload Booster, and out of the four, two of them have been pretty awesome battles. I don't know that I got the other one recorded, so I don't know that we'll see it. We might. Ironically enough, it's also on this map, except we spawn on the other side. So the map is Islands of Ice, which is an oldie but a goodie. This map has undergone so many revisions, I don't even know where to begin with it. So, this map used to be at a 45-degree angle, now it's straight up and down. Overall, I think this map is okay. This map has just enough island cover in it that the vast majority of players seem to have it figured out, that you can quite easily, you can place yourself well enough so that when you shoot, you can disengage and break line of sight right away, even though this map has a lot of ridiculously open areas. So, overall, I think it's a pretty decent map, but usually this ends up being just a mess here in the B cap. Doing a quick check to see what is on the enemy team, and there is nothing but gunboats on the other team. So we've got two torpedo boats, and they've got a bunch of gunboats, including their two gearings that they had. They have a Chungmu, which is basically a Fletcher with deep water torpedoes. I don't know what the I don't remember what the other ship was, but it was definitely not your stereotypical Japanese destroyer. So generally speaking on this, well, for one, where's the enemy at? That's what I want to know. Where's the destroyer at? There's a Shimakaze up there that's covered basically this whole thing. Plus me, I don't... There he is. Just randomly pops up briefly there. Well, we've got these ships up here in the north. We're going to go ahead and we're going to launch a spread of torps at them. And then we're going to pop our Torpedo Reload Booster and see if we can't maybe get a couple more off in that general area. And this is one of the strengths of the Torp Reload Booster. Now that was an accidental double click. I think it lagged a little bit, but oh well. It is what it is. So we're just chilling over here in smoke that this nice destroyer left me. But alas, it is time for us to leave. And, of course, on the exit path is none other than the Chungmu, which is, 8k away. Generally speaking, I wouldn't be too terribly worried about gunning a Chungmu down in this at 8k away, but I don't know what else is on his team that's supporting him. There is plenty of radar in this match, that's for sure. So there's the gearing. Try and bring our guns to bear. Maybe we can sneak a kill in here. Yeah. Well, we took a shot out anyway. There's just so many torpedoes going off that way, like, we've got to hit with something, right? It looked like we were going to get at least one. Okay, so we got one on Missouri. Didn't seem like a real good use of the salvo, especially considering I've done basically the same before in other ships without the torpedo reload booster. So at this point, this is one of those many instances in which I would normally disengage while using smoke, but the Chungmoo does it for me. So I don't know. I don't think Mr. Last Samurai was having a very good day. He ended up not making it out of that last engagement. Our team is currently in Operation Deathball, so this is a hard strategy to fight against without a lot of destroyers just throwing torpedoes everywhere. Well, since we've got all sorts of things, you know, we could go any number of different ways. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go down south, but we're going to do this kind of in a tricky way. You can see they have a cluster of battleships there on the other side of B, which we can definitely get within torpedo range of. And we won't have a torpedo reload booster anytime soon, but we should be able to get some decent salvos off on them. And if you're wondering how I was zoomed in there, it's the same as if you were zoomed in using using your guns. Just hit shift and it'll work. Of course, got to be careful with the shimma there. We definitely don't want a torp-friendly shimma. That would be bad news. So we're staying what I would consider to be really too far out. There's no, I mean, the Missouri's there with the radar, but you know, I don't really think it's much of an issue. So this Montana is clearly going to be stationary. If I had to guess, he's probably going to want to go forward before he goes backwards. That could be wrong. So, yep, okay, I was going to say, if nobody's going to shoot at that Missouri, I will. That Montana must have really recently eaten a torpedo or something, because his engine is out. And I mean, like, really out. Up to 22,000 damage, and you can see we're playing this a lot more passively, and now we've got plenty of detection range that we could play with here, but when you got 12 kilometers on the torpedoes and a little bit of spread ain't a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad idea. One thing is for certain, this Montana is wishing he was in a different place. Looks like he's going to eat 4 of my torpedoes, and that should probably get close to killing him, if not outright killing him. And, of course, the Shimakaze adds insult to injury with her torpedoes. So, yep, he's starting to move forward, but I think he's done. So we also have this Missouri over here that we can go ahead and engage. So we don't have any kills yet, but, okay, there goes the Montana. We do have our torpedo reload booster, and once again, you know, we've got a couple of options in which to engage, but we're largely being left alone. And you can see I'm still hovering in the 8K range with this, and the vast majority of the reason for that is, well, there is radar on that Missouri, and there's not much he's going to actually be able to do. One thing I would recommend is, like on this, you can see I'm doing a quick check of the map, the mini-map, to see which direction he's going. Okay, we should pop our torpedo reload booster. Oh, and look at this. These the second set of torpedoes is basically going in the same location for Ms. Fortune there. And if you're wondering, this was the match that got me my 90,000 in torpedo damage. So at this point, you know, one other thing that I'm not used to is at this point I would be engaging these guys, trying to maybe get them to turn towards me, or try and get the burn out, get a damage control party to burn out. But there are 16 torpedoes in the water, and them guys have got plenty of range to reach that Missouri. I don't know that we're going to get any on the Grosser Kurfürst there, though. Oh, Kagero up to our north. I think we're going to get more than a couple on this Missouri. Looks like 3? Nope, 2. Okay. What about the second set? But I'm not done yet. The wall of skill. And this is why I have to laugh. Oh, we did get one on the Grosser Kurfürst there. I have to laugh because people want the Shimakaze to have this torpedo reload booster, and there's a lot of reasons why it definitely should not. This is only 16 torpedoes going in the water. Shimakaze with torpedo reload booster would have 30 torpedoes. 30. And they complained about torpedo soup during the, during the Kitakami days. So if Kitakami is this godforsaken team-killing torpedo soup madness crap, why are we going ahead and encouraging this behavior once again by giving Shimakaze a torpedo reload booster? That just seems a little counterproductive to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. We are up to 161,956 damage. We've been pretty passive. We've only fired 10 rounds. We've only hit with 10 rounds. I don't even remember what that was on. How sad is that? I want to say it was that, tried hitting that gearing, but I don't think we actually got any hits on him. This Kurfürst, though, you know, we are sneaking the cap behind him, but the Kurfürst is making the, what I'm going to call the fatal turn. So he manages to take out their Chungmu, aka their Fletcher with deep water torpedoes. Yep, that's death. That's death incarnate to a grosser Kurfürst. There's just no doubt about it in my mind. And blunk, blunk, and down he goes. So that leaves us with nothing but destroyers left. 180,385 damage. Torpedo reload booster seems to work out pretty well. Like I said, out of the 4 games that I played in it, it's a different play style than I'm used to. And so right now I'm using it as a... I'm really using it as a trainer for torpedoes again. I had a game where I just couldn't get hits to save my life with torpedoes, and so I wanted to, get into a game and actually train with them a little bit better. And Akatsuki is one of my favorite ships to do that in, but I wanted to do it in a tier 9 simply because Akatsuki couldn't do the mission. Yuugumo has torpedo reload booster. It's a pretty good ship all around, so there's no issues with playing an underpowered ship to try and get it or trying to deal with gearing. But at this point, it's basically run down the enemy. But you can see torpedo reload booster actually did work out pretty well on this. It required a significantly more passive playstyle than I really want, or than I'm used to. But I get the reasons why people run it. And so I don't fault them for doing that. And I also don't fault people when they're running this configuration for using, not using their guns all the time. My main observation with this, though, is people are still underutilizing the guns that they have on board. And it pains me. It really does pain me. Even with this, like this battle, I didn't really use my guns at all. We still got a torpedo reload booster consumable, so we could do any number of things. I don't know what I'm doing there. Probably thinking about killing that Shimakaze. Wouldn't that be funny? He's only got 206 hit points left. Nah, we won't do that. Mainly just waiting for the turrets to traverse. And this Yuugumo captain, by the way, is still set up for gunboating. So he still has AFT, still has basic firing training, still has... I don't think he has superintendent yet, because I think he's only 14 points. And so there's definitely there's definitely some mixing match going on here. One thing's for certain, though, I don't think we're going to be able to torpedo him with the time that's left. So we'll just screw it. Let's engage him. What's the worst that could happen? We're far enough out. He's not even looking at me. Even if he was, we got so much flight time between his shells and mine that I should be able to actively engage him without any issue. Oh, come on. Give me some hits here, Yuugumo. The gun arcs at 14.5 kilometers are quite bad. They're almost like USN ones at like, I don't know, 7K. This is what it feels like when I'm playing the kid and shooting at targets past 7K. You're just kind of like area of effect. Kind of like that Shima with its torpedoes. And kind of like what Shima would be if Shima had torpedo reload booster. Oh, man. So, 181,000 damage, 2 kills, a cap, 12 torpedo hits, 10 floods, an incapacitation, which I don't know what that was. Overall, a very, very, very good game. I want to say that this game came out to be like 4,000 something in the WTR. Yeah, see, he shot at me. And he missed. I didn't even care because I knew he wasn't going to detonate me, and I'm under leading him by way too much. I knew he wasn't going to detonate me with 1 shell hit, so there's no point in me worrying about it because I'm currently running. Oh, now we got a fire. Managed to sneak a fire on board. Who did this? Why are they starting fires? Well, that's one other thing that the Japanese are really good at, is starting fires. Overall, this epic battle replay isn't nearly as interesting, but I thought it was fun to mess around with the torpedo reload booster, considering it's not very often that I actually get to run it or choose to run it because of the obvious downsides with my rather aggressive playstyle. Yep, and there's the end of the match. So we ended the match with 185,000, 182 damage, I think it was. 181 damage. 9,999 XP, 2,164 base XP, 164,000 damage just in torpedoes, the rest in guns and flood, and there's the credits and XP screen. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of the torpedo reload booster module down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.